going to be taking you through my raid bear build. So this is what I'm going to be using for the new raid boss that comes out. Very excited for this content because, as we all know, this game is slowly running out of things to do. So it'd be good to get that content, and it's good that we're all getting ready for it. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos coming out lately of people making different builds, and this is how I will be going to take on that raid boss, whether it be solo or in a group. So we need one gun for this build, and that is the flipper with the railgun anointment and get an incendiary one. It doesn't matter on the damage because we're not actually using it to kill things, we're just using it to proc our eternal flame, which is what's going to get our basically our bear back straight away. So whenever Mose ignites an enemy, she has a 15% chance to reset her action skill cooldown. Obviously, with the flipper, you're going to ignite enemies pretty quick. It shoots up to 9 pellets, fire rate's not too bad, and obviously it being incendiary. We want that anointment on the railgun because the Iron Bear's going to be using the railgun, so that gives us the most damage we can get with his weapons. For the shield, we want the multivitamin plus ultra with the anointment. After exiting Iron Bear, gains 75 increased shields and health for 25 seconds. If you can't get hold of the shield and you decide to use a different shield, just make sure you've got this anointment. It's essential for this build, and I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, so cloning maddening tracker with the while Iron Bear is active, taking damage has a 20% chance to spawn a grenade. This is what we're going to be using to deal damage and also healers and also ignite enemies. And we're using our last stand auto idle. People are probably wondering why isn't he using something like the King Arthur's Holy Grail to boost my health even higher. The reason is because area of effect damage 48% actually works on Iron Bear. Okay, so we want to push our damage even further, especially if this raid boss is going to be tanky. We want to be dealing as much damage as possible. Not just that, last stand auto idle will help us if we get out of Iron Bear. Then a few seconds where we've got to regen our action skill back by igniting the enemy, we have the temporary invulnerability for 5 seconds, and alongside that we've got a max shield roll on it as well, which is quite nice, just gives us a buff. If I could have ideal rolls on this last stand auto idle, it would be an area of effect, max shield, max health, just to push Iron Bear's health up even higher and my health up even higher, and also provide an Iron Bear some extra damage. Just going over this shield then and how it works is, so as you can see, the higher our health, we're stacked up with a lot of health here, 60,000, the higher health Iron Bear is going to have. So if I jump in Iron Bear now, I'm starting at 3.1 million health, which is it's enough, it's a lot, but we want to be even tankier for this raid boss. So we want to activate this anointment, gain the increase shield and health. So now we've just stacked our health and shield even higher, so we're at 92,000 health. Then what we're going to do is, as soon as the Iron Bear's cooled down again, let's jump back in. And as you can see, we've gone from 3.1 million to 4.8 nearly. And that's how you do it, and that will stay. So if you get out of Iron Bear, you have 25 seconds to get back in and get that boost again. And because of our cooldown rate, it's pretty quick on this build, or if not, you're going to be shooting enemies to ignite anyway. You'll always have this uptime on it. There you go, 4.8 mil. So if you have a King Arthur's Holy Grail on, which you can use if you want, it'll put you above 5 million Iron Bear health, but I think it's better to have the extra damage from the area of effect roll that you can get on the last stand auto idle. And it means when we do initially get out of Iron Bear, we are invulnerable if we take too much damage for 5 seconds. It gives us 5 seconds to quickly get back in our bear and get back to safety. Okay, your bear won't die in this build unless somehow you barrel yourself. It's pretty much invulnerable to damage of dying. You can take a lot of damage. So going over the skills, we'll start with the orange tree. Okay, so security bear, so obviously this is going to be our damage mitigation, and also we can stand in the bubble once we get out of Iron Bear to give us a bit of protection. We've got armored infantry, so just more gun damage for Mose and more damage reduction. We had to go somewhere and I thought this would be the best one because we're not going to be reloading, so here we've gone. Then I went 5 points into Duran and Brass because this actually boosts Iron Bear's damage Drowning Embrace actually stacks on Iron Bear. The way you will notice this is at the bottom where it says Mayhem 11, when you kill an enemy it will show up there and you'll see the stack. Then we've gone Experimental Munitions, because obviously that stacks for us. Full can of Whoopass. This is just to benefit our team, so you know when we do jump in, we just give them a little bit of a helping hand. You know, you can shove it in here if you want to play a bit more selfish, but I don't think we need it with the amount of health we actually have on our character. When you hop out of Iron Bear, you're going to be sat at 90k health. It's a hell of a lot of health. So just give your team a helping hand. And then still to get down where we wanted to get with the corrosive sabot rounds, I had to put 2 points into your Vladoff Ingenuity, sorry. Obviously I have no idea what health bar the raid boss is going to have, so this could change. For example, if he's only got red health bars, which I doubt very much, I imagine he's going to have some corrosive health bar. You may only want to come down to here, and then you've got more points to put elsewhere. But as of now, I'm keeping all options open so we can do any kind of damage, shock, corrosive, or incendiary. And then what we're going to do now is go over to the blue tree. So fire in the Skag Den, so we're going to get a bonus incendiary damage. Deadline, so we're using less fuel when we're actually firing our weapons. Torque cross promotion, so we get more splash damage and splash damage radius, because obviously the corrosive sabot rounds actually deal splash damage. Stainless steel bear, so Iron Bear gains additional armor, increased maximum fuel and increased damage. This also works alongside firing the Skag Den. When we get out the bear, it'd be silly not to have a point in here, auto bear. And I've put 2 points into Vampire because this actually works on Iron Bear also and heals us. If you want to take 1 point out there and put 1 point into pull the Holy Pin so your grenades are doing a bit of damage, you can do that, but you do enough damage on your bear that you don't need them. The grenades are purely there for utility, just to heal us. We don't need points into Means of Destruction because if you read the anointment, while Iron Bear is active, taking damage has a 20% chance to spawn a grenade. This doesn't come from your ammo pool, it just comes from anywhere, so you'll just get that grenade for free, so we don't need to put points in this. We don't need short fuse because Iron Bear can't use short fuse, it doesn't work on him, and all the other skills are to do with cooldown, and we don't need cooldown because we're using the flame mod, so we can spec purely into damage. Over to the purple tree. So all I wanted to do was get down to Explosive Fury because you have an extra 27% chance of inflicting a status effect. So obviously with the flame this is perfect, so 3 points in there I wanted to get. So started with I5 in here, and then that allowed us to go 3 in here, and then these were points left over at the very end, and this is just also for a little bit more healing for us. So health regen up to 2.1 per second, and armor regen for the bear up to 1.5% per second. And because of how large our health pool is, that actually works out to quite a lot, believe it or not. And lastly, the green tree. So Daka Bear, get more damage on the bear. Incendiary damage. We had to put a point somewhere, and I thought this is going to probably just be the best place. Scorching RPMs for hard point damage on the bear also, and Iron Bear damage. And then that 5 points then takes us down to Specialist Bear, which is going to give us the increased 60% as long as we're running the same weapons, which we are, because we're running anywhere on this railgun arm. Just to make you aware, you can run one arm corrosive, 1 round incendiary or capacitive. You still get the 60% boost, it just has to be on the same side. Okay. Right, so I'll have to jump out of bear now to get through the door, which is a bit big. What we'll do is we'll take you straight through the Maliwan takedown right to the end. So, as you can see, 92,000 health, you're quite tanky. So, we'll go straight up to the Maliwan guys, see how much damage we can do. So as you can see, the splash damage is nice, if you can hit shots. So yeah, you do have to be fairly accurate with this build when it comes to shooting the sky, but on the ground you can just spray the floor and it will just blow everything up. These, you can just hold the triggers down as well, you don't have to tap because it's semi, you can just literally run around holding them, but just be careful, you know, because your ammo will drain fuel. I just like to pop the odd enemy with one, as you can see. As you can see, our health's not even moving. And these splash damage grenades also don't deal self damage, so you won't be able to harm yourself with them, which is nice. I found the best thing to do with this bear is just keep on the move, keep you alive. I don't think I've ever gone down in this bear, except when I've managed to shoot a barrel next to me, but even if you do, the flame mod will get it more or less straight back for you. And you'll see what kind of damage we're doing in a second when we get the mini boss come out in a minute. So we've got full regen on the grenades, so we'll shoot him once, and then we'll just unload every ammo into him. There you go, dead. Okay, so you can see how we're going to regen now. So throw some grenades, keep your healing up, and it's back, unless you down yourself. But right, so we've got our iron bear back now. So back in. See how I run it at 3 mil? If you want and you've got time, 3 mil will keep you alive, but you can just jump back out. And then just before we go to the next boss fight, we'll have him back and we'll just jump straight back in. There we go, 4.8 mil health. Best way to play this, I just stand on this corner here. Now we're dead. So as I say, I just kind of splatter the grenades around a bit because they do an insane amount of splash damage. Yeah, it's easy as that, guys. Kill everything before it even gets a chance to shoot you. I say that and then I miss all of these. But even if they do, look, they can't kill you. It's just, they can't do anything to you. One dead. Two dead. And Brota's dead. Easy as that. I won't bore you by checking all this loot.
Those were advanced mechs, but we're after something bigger. Keep going.
And here comes the worst bit of this takedown, because you just kind of stood around waiting for ages. So let me show you what happens when you barrel yourself, just so you guys are aware. I'll do it up here. Yeah, so that will happen. You'll come out with 90,000 health. It's not too bad. Shoot an enemy, jump back in. And then if they did manage to do any damage to us, we are vulnerable for about 5 seconds as well when they take our health too low. So it's not too much of a concern.
How's that body?
Right, so we'll just wait around now until that door opens. Right, okay, so we're open now, so we can go for it. Just make sure them barrels there get killed first. So you can see the cloning maddening trackers flying around, that will keep us alive. That gives them a massive amount of healing. Let's get rid of these barrels. Just want to hide around here. Yep. Alright, so grenades go in. You can stand in this bubble for a bit of protection. Shoot, and back in your bear. Shoot the barrels over there. They're all hiding. I would be as well if I were them. Just get rid of all these flying ones because they are really annoying. Alright. Just spray the bridge now with the corrosive rounds. Alright, so now we can start playing a bit more aggressive. Like I said, you don't have to be mindful of dying. Just have to be mindful of barrels and your fuel when you're going to run out of fuel. So as soon as you get out, grenades, start spraying the enemy, back in your bear. Simple as that. He's dead. One more. There you go, right. If I miss someone. Right, there we go, okay. Right, and now it's into Wotan. So just to keep my uptime on the high health, I'm going to get in and jump out of him. Gives me another 25 seconds. And back in Iber, and then that's it, as simple as that. We just wait here now and kill him. Let's jump down. And it's as simple as that. Okay. That's all there really is to show about it. It's a very strong build. As you can see, we didn't struggle at all through that takedown. It's very chilled out. All you need to do is just be careful of when you do exit Iron Bay, you need to make sure that you're exiting in a safe place, not near barrels, or you know, just try and stick out the way a little bit and get some grenades out. And remember, you've got this big bubble shield to stand in for damage mitigation. And then, before long, you'll have your Iron Bear back out and you go straight back into it. Okay. So, I think this boss would work really well with a raid boss. Obviously, we're going to have to see as we go on. We have to tweak a few things. Obviously, we don't know the proper mechanics for it yet. Maybe have to change the round types that we're using. We don't know if it's going to have immunities, so we'll just have to wait and see for that, and I'll edit this build as we go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did like, please drop me a subscribe. If you've got any advice on how I can make this build better, feel free to let me know, and I can test it and try and see how I think. And also, I have got a website that I'm currently making at the minute called www.marvlancergaming.com. So please do drop in and give that a visit. It is new and it's a bit all over the place at the minute, but it will improve over the coming weeks and months. Okay guys, thanks, and I'll see you soon.